Hi, this is Naveen Ferguson. Welcome to the channel. So glad to have you here. Okay, so this is a tarot card reading channel where I offer general card readings, money and career readings, love readings, and for a limited time, personal readings. For the personal readings, you can see more information in the description box below. For the money and career and love readings, you'll have to consider becoming a Patreon member, which really does help the growth and development of the channel. There's a lot of things I plan to offer you, and with your support, we can get there. When it comes to the YouTube channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and please leave comments. I would love to know if the readings are helping you. Okay, thank you for being here once more, and let's get into your reading. Okay, Sagittarius, hi. This is Naveen Ferguson. Welcome to the channel. We are going to be doing a love reading for you for the time frame of August the 11th to September the 5th of 2025. Sagittarius, just letting you know that in order to see the extended for your love reading, you will have to consider becoming a Lotus Tier Patreon member on my Patreon page. There's two tier members there. There's the Key membership, and then there's the Lotus membership. The Lotus membership gets to see the extended for the money and career and also for the love readings. And I'm trying to do more stuff as time goes on. So with your support, of course, we can definitely get there. As it relates to my YouTube page, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. Please leave comments. I'd like to know if the readings are beneficial for you. And yeah, please subscribe, because once my YouTube subscribership becomes 1,000 subscribers or more, I can then open up a membership page and offer the same things I do on my Patreon page, also on my YouTube page. Okay, so Sagittarius, let's get into your love general card reading for the time frame of August the 11th to September the 5th. Let's see what's going on. Okay, the devil energy. So Sagittarius, interesting. I'm seeing certain aspects of perhaps a little bit of conflict in your love life right now. And again, love life, let it resonate where it needs to for you, because love life could be with your significant other or others. It could be a family love dynamic. It could be a love dynamic in business, close friends or something like that. You'll know where it fits. But with the devil energy, I'm seeing a level of a little bit of a conflict, and it's coming through more so with I almost feel like it's a monetary conflict, or maybe a lifestyle or resources or something that's putting a strain on the relationship is what's coming through the devil energy. So right now, you just might have, a little bit of financial concerns. And what's coming through is like, even though the care and deep depth of which you have cultivated and built may not necessarily be enough, practically speaking, in certain respects. And it's like either you or another individual, or both of you, perhaps, or whoever else is involved in this. But moreover, perhaps you are saying that even though you may gravitate towards a love interest, if there aren't certain practicalities established or certain foundations established, it can only, the relationship perhaps can only go so far, or it cannot evolve, or it cannot grow, or it's almost like you cannot live in fantasy land forever. There are practical aspects, and you have to be concerned for your well-being as well, especially if some of you may have children or family members that you are supporting or something like that. And again, this could be vice versa. This person or entity or individual or close friend or whatever situation is, a family member, could be saying this to you, Sagittarius, whereby there's love there, but like they're they're hurt, or they're conflicted, or they're this financial strain that you're not able to accommodate, or even trying in certain respects, or understanding. Yeah, I think there's a better understanding the financial conflicts is pressing upon this relationship. It's causing a hard time in this relationship, because perhaps you aren't being responsible in some way, or understanding in some way, to the financial hardships or the strain in this relationship. So again, Sagittarius, it can be either or. It could be you saying to this person, or this person saying it to you, whatever the situation is. Okay, so that's what's really coming through with the devil energy right now. So there's love there. I see love there, but but a financial strain could definitely cause certain, upheavals in any relationship. Further clarification. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. Wow. This is literally what I finished saying. So the Nine of Swords is that burdensome, conflicting energy, that anxiety, that worry. This is worrying about things that are outside your control. Things you're worrying about, the worst that could happen in a situation, albeit the worst that could happen may not actually come to pass. It may not be true. This is you overthinking because of the strain of the pressures that you're involved in. Okay, vice versa. You'll know where it resonates with you. But it's like, whatever the financial understandings that's been causing a problem on the relationship, they're saying, well, we have to save towards this. We cannot be spending beyond our means. Or if we want to have, for example, create a child, or something like that, we have to consider these particular bills moving forward. Or we have to look in advancing our career to make more of a foundation for ourselves in this relationship, or something like that, because there's this fear, and some of this fear is coming from actual things that are happening now, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but there's this overarching concern with the Nine of Swords, this worry, this dread, that if things do not improve, love is not enough. Love is not going to be enough. Okay. And I'm sensing in certain aspects, these are some of it is silent worries, but some of it is currently being voiced. Whether you to them, or them to you, or all of the above in certain respects. But it's only, these are valid concerns. Not all of them, because some of them are like outlandishly, like, when someone's going to the extreme, or over exaggerating, you know what I mean? But there are some legitimate concerns here, and you're being warned by that right now. This is a financial strain. Literally, there's no pentacles in here yet, but that's what I'm getting. There's a lot of love, but this whole thing is saying, do not dismiss the practical applications of life itself. Further clarification, let's see what else is happening. Yeah, the Four of Swords. Both parties, everybody involved, they want a solution to this. They want a peace in this. They don't want to be worrying at night. They want to rest well at night. They want to rest well when they wake up in the morning. They want to know that the electricity is on, food on the table, the car bill, the house mortgage, the college fund, the money for a nice going on vacations, and it's not just like house broke or something like that. You know what I mean? They want to have that freedom, that comfort in life. They don't want to be in a relationship that is strained in these capacities. You see, they don't want to be in this Nine of Swords energy, all this worry and this dread. They want to be more in this Four of Swords energy. There's calm, it's peaceful, it's restful. Okay? And again, vice versa, you or them. Further insight into this line, and we have, mature man. Someone in this relationship is not maturing. Like, one person is speaking with sense, as it's coming across. maybe the other has not come to an understanding yet. I'm seeing both sides of the coin. Again, you'll know where it resonates for you, but someone is not looking at this situation in this relationship seriously enough. And you're trying to bring that across to them, or them to you, or a combination of sorts. Okay? Because it's not only by everyone taking a mature look at the relationship and see all of the factors that props up, that develops, that promotes a healthy relationship, will things then improve. But there has to be a maturity to this. You cannot live on just butterflies and rainbows alone. Okay, well, at least not in this particular reality at the moment. Let's see what else is happening. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. There you go. That's literally what I was feeling. Ace of Pentacles. There needs to be an incredible, like some of you, there might be something on the verge of something, like I said with some of those examples before, like we need to figure out this financial issue now. You understand? So the Ace of Pentacles is coming in and saying, yeah, this is serious. We need to figure this out. Some of you, this could be in what I'm hearing, a medical understanding, the medical bill. Some of you, it's a children, or some of you, this is dealing with a family member of support in some type of way. Some of you, this is one of you who is probably bringing more resources and finances to the relationship. It's unfair, it's unbalanced, and it's taking from what resources that are meant to facilitate other aspects of living. You know, you can't you have to choose between either the lights staying on or something in the house to eat. Pick one. You know, it's like that type of energy. And the universe is saying, like, this needs attention. The universe wants to further bring in this opportunity to supply these things, but there needs to be a mature, I'm hearing mature aspect in which to address the finances and the opportunity for more gain, practically speaking, in this relationship, in your life. Okay? And also the Ace of Pentacles is also, it also comes in part of your own efforts, of the relationship efforts to move forward towards financial gain. So there has to be a level of discerning effort, Sagittarius, in this. Further clarification. Yeah, Four of Wands, literally what I was trying to tell you. You're trying to establish a stable foundation on which to build up. Either it's a loving and practical and grounded relationship. Could be a new house understanding. It could be wanting to expand the family, you know, maybe a child or something. You know, the Four of Wands is to bring in that stability on which to build from. That's definitely for a relationship and the passions, whatever type of relationship this is. Okay, but it takes a mature understanding of how to do this. It takes the investment in how to do this with the Ace of Pentacles. It takes a level of work and sincere passion, the Four of Wands, to really fortify this foundation in a balanced and harmonious way. Further clarification. Yeah, Ten of Swords. I felt that coming along. If the Ten of Swords is like those pains and those concerns, those things that really hurt you and really held you back, like in any lies or deceits or misgivings or harsh words or harsh undertones or whatever. It's being dead and done and gone with. Thing of the past is not going past. It's not going to repeat anymore. It's being done with a hardness, a pressure, a pain. Okay, and moving forward. Okay, away from this grief, away from this cycle of aspects of even regret in certain respects. Okay, so the Ten of Swords is ending this problem. Okay, so all of the things it's starting to come. Like I said, you're trying to address it. You're trying to talk with your partner or your partners or your family members or your business partner, whatever the situation is here with love, and you're trying to bring about this. Okay, better money management, better being able to plan towards the foundations of this relationship and everything involved, and not repeating certain calamitous things anymore with the Ten of Swords. That is probably caused an upheaval and this instability of practicality in the relationship. Okay? Further insight into that line, and we have, see, community. So some of you, the family is getting together to talk on how to address this, or the family is helping out in the situation, but you're not to repeat or fall backtrack on things that have caused all this calamity. Some of you are getting help from friends or coming together with that significant other or others in this understanding and say, hey, we have to do this together. It's a loving understanding. We have to make this work together. One person cannot be doing it all. It takes everyone involved, the community, to make this happen. That could be in the family as well, okay? With the children and the loved one you might be supporting or something. Or maybe there's someone in the love life who isn't working right now and you're supporting everything, or vice versa. There has to be some type of empathy when it comes to the resources and not abusing the resources that you have because it's causing things to break down. Okay, whatever the situation is, it's coming together with that community mindset that will make all the difference. If you're weak in one area, speak it, communicate, okay, so that the other person can help, and vice versa. If you know that you have maybe certain habits that you can't fully control like that, ask for help in this relationship. Okay, and vice versa. Everybody wants to work together, but you have to be mature enough to acknowledge these things so that you can move forward in these things. Okay, Sagittarius? And I sense for some of you, it's you also having this strong talk to your significant other or others or whatever the situation is here for you. But the universe is telling you this is the approach you have to take in order to jump back into this good flow. Because right now, the love dynamic, it's rocky, okay? And you don't want it to fall apart. There's a lot of love here. You don't want it to fall apart because of things that if everybody just come to the table, be mature about it, and see what can be done, and really allow this love affair to flourish in the more positive direction, okay? Let's see what else is happening. The Five of Cups. This is what you're trying to, how do I put this? In the discussion, in the stuff, there may be certain things that are said, okay? On both sides, on everybody's side, whatever the situation is. But the Five of Cups is telling you, okay, what's done is done. Everybody has to decide, let's focus on moving forward. And let's keep that focus on those two golden cups moving forward. Let's not backtrack. What's done is done. Whatever issue that occurred that caused this calamity, it's already happened. Okay? We don't need to belabor the issue. What we need to do is focus on this. Focus on the forward momentum and how we're going to maintain that and grow that. Okay? Focus on the goal now. Okay? Further clarification. The Empress, there you go. The Empress energy. Focus on flourishing. Focus on the Empress is proper communication. Focus on being truthful. Focus on being, what I'm hearing is a level of diligence and temperance and practicalities of social connection, network connection on your stability of your life, and focusing on the juncture points, the process. Okay, so because sometimes the Empress comes in as a pregnant entity, and it's a time. It takes time for that birthing of a new life. Okay, but there are processes in the middle of this abundance being developed. So it's not going to happen overnight in certain respects, is what the Empress is saying. But as long as you're diligent, committed, you can get this abundant Empress energy. That's what's being happened. So the Empress in this sense is saying, focus on the goal. Okay, if you focus on that, focus on becoming better in every aspect. Okay, proper communication, that willingness to grow, is what the Emperor is saying, that willingness towards that abundance, then things will become much, much, much better. You won't be able to fall back. That's semi the same thing of what the Five of Cups saying is focus on the goal. Okay? Don't focus on the regrets. Don't focus on the mistakes that have already been done. Let's focus on now moving things forward in the correct way. Okay? Further clarification. Yeah, there you go. The Three of Swords. Because this is a healing opportunity now, especially after you had this conversation over here, Sagittarius, with the loved one or the loved ones, whoever is involved right here. You're trying to take this pain out of the love aspect. Okay? If y'all focus on blame game, it's just going to make things worse. Don't need to bring up the past anymore. What's done is done. Let's move forward. Okay? And if everybody's sincere and mature in this to move forward, to work together, you can have this healing. You can have this rebirth of sorts into a betterment, forming something better, stronger. Okay? I hope that's making sense, Sagittarius. Let's see what the further insight into that line is. And we have, sudden wealth. There you go. The sooner that you focus on the goal, the sooner these blessings will be able to pour into your life in the standing of everything. Okay? And some of you, because of this massive change, perhaps someone may get that promotion on that job, or that business may get more affiliated and affirmed because it's running better, which causes more clientele to come together. Or because of the management of the money and cutting certain things out and stuff like that, then you realize, oh my gosh, we have much more than we knew we had. You know, it's that adjustment. It's that influx of that positive energy, inviting this positive sudden wealth, and then to manage it correctly. Okay, that's what's coming through. Let's see what the ladder cards have to say, Sagittarius, and we have, the Magician energy. From this maturity and action-oriented thing, then you will all discover you always had the capacity to make this shift. You didn't have to stay in that laborious understanding before. It took someone to put their foot down and say, hey, we need to do something different. Okay? And then you'll discover everyone had the capacity for this change into something great. There's a lot of self-improvement. There's a lot of self-esteem growth in this, and it's a comfort, it's a upliftment on everyone's side on this. Okay? Further clarification. Yes, oh my gosh. The Ace of Swords. It's literally winning the war. Now you're moving forward in the grandest possible way. The Ace of Swords is victory. It is the plan and the actions being very determined and very, very clear. There is no confusion. Everything is clear. It's like you know where the goal is, you know how to get there, and everybody's committed to this, and it is winning the war. It is literally the victory card, one of the major victory cards. And you always had it in the Magician energy. You always had it in you. Your love life, your union, your family dynamic, whatever, the close personal friend, whatever situation is for you, you always had it. But it took the determination, it took that maturity, it took making that decision to move forward, okay, in betterment, and not dwelling in the mediocre, and not acting to make a change. Okay? Further insight. Yeah, Knight of Swords. He's holding the Ace of Swords. Knight of Swords. There is the determination. You're moving swiftly. It's a very swift and action-oriented card. It's like, this momentum is going, and you're going to take, everybody involved is going to take full advantage of this. You didn't even know how it was necessarily going to go, but once you have that focus and that drive and that talk, that restructuring, everything is like moving fast. The romance, the life, it gets so much better, so much more adventurous, so much more communication as well. The better communication. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, Sagittarius. Just by doing some small talks and really figuring out, addressing the issue, saying the reality of the situation. Understand that love is not enough to build this what we want. We need to make these changes. Having a discussion, being committed to that discussion, not looking back, this is what's making all the difference. Further insight into that line, yes, there you go, the house. And we spoke about that over here. Maybe some of you towards wanting to buy a house. Maybe some of you wanted to better organize your establishment to support a growing and more healthier household, or a business, or a union in life towards an action together, or perhaps an approval from the bank towards finally getting your house or something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be a house, but you get what I'm saying. It is a foundation of incredible stature, support structure. It is very strong. The foundations are great, okay, in which to build, in which to have a life. You understand? And that's made all the difference. It's absolutely incredible. So Sagittarius, we are going to go into your extended. You'll be able to see the extended in the Lotus member tier of my Patreon page. I really do hope to see you there. You're going to have the clarifications, you're going to have the insights, and you're going to have the angel message. Okay, thank you, and hope to see you to the Patreon page. Bye. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you for being here. I'm still dealing with technological issues at the moment, so I'm going to have to give you the meat. We're going to have to go by reasonably fast. Please rewind to cross-reference to see what is said with each line regarding the extended portion of the reading. So let's see what's happening here. And we have, the death and rebirth card. We already understood that something here on this first line, when I do say this was the financial issues, has to die. It has to change. You cannot continue moving forward in this way. There needs to be a rebirthing. There needs to be a whole lifestyle change. No longer living beyond your means. No longer not being able to save up. No longer not being able to address important things as health and wellness, and building a relationship on a strong ground. That had to change. Okay, you saw it, or the other person saw it, or everybody involved saw it. You made a determination. You said no. This cannot continue. So you had to end a certain way of being, okay? So the death and rebirth is saying your whole life is the whole vibe, the way you even wake up in the morning, everything is about to change, okay? A change for the better. Further clarification, the moon energy, you don't know exactly how all that's going to look. All you know is this change needs to happen. Okay? With the moon energy, it's not always clear. It's not like in your face all the time. But the moon energy is saying with each step, it becomes clear. So you have to make a decision to move forward. And each step, the plan gets more reasonable, more practical, more clear, more focused. Okay, and we saw that over here as well when that communication, all those other plannings and everything started over there. But this is where the concerns came up over here, putting the foot down, hey, mature. We have to make a decision. We have to make some changes. Okay, so the moon energy is saying yes, you are in that avenue right here. Don't mind the noise, and the people might say X, Y, and Z, or someone might be complaining. If there's no change, it's not going to turn out well. You can't, love is not enough in this. Okay? Further clarification. See? Page of Cups. You can't just be living in the sky with lovey-dovey stuff like that. Again, I told you, there's love here. Okay? And love coming on both sides. But love is not enough. You cannot be floating around dreaming aimlessly in the fantasies and whatever. There needs to be a grounding. Okay? Further insight into this line. Courtship. So some of you, it's even when regarding, like I said, if you want to perhaps start a family one day, or perhaps elevate the relationship to another level, or the business to another level, or the family relationship, or whatever the situation is, has to be a discussion. Like, how is this going to work? What are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table? Who is involved to bring it to the table? We can't just discuss the honeymoon, we have to discuss what comes after. You have to discuss what is being offered, and really addressed and sincerely committed to even before the wedding. You know what I mean? There has to be a serious discussion. You can't just build a foundation on love alone. Let's see what else is happening. And we have, the hermit energy. That is literally in this vein of that deep reflection. Okay? The hermit is that deep reflection, asking the hard questions, creating the like contemplating those solutions that will bring about, because the hermit is holding the star energy, that miracle card, discussing the things that will bring about this miracle, this change that is needed. Okay, everybody is involved in this. It could be a family dynamic. It could be a love, intimate relationship dynamic, whatever the situation is for you. But you're coming and sincerely saying, this is what's truly on my heart, truly on my mind. And some of you have already gone through certain things. You see certain things headed in a certain way. You don't want that repeated, because it only goes to calamity. And you want to build something stronger, something meaningful, something worthwhile. Okay? And the hermit energy is that deep reflection, that deep reflection. Okay? Further clarification, there you go. The King of Swords. Literally, the King of Swords is the guy who speaks the plan, who speaks the strategy. He delegates what needs to be done. This needs to go over here. This needs to go over here. This person needs to be involved there. We need to save this here. We need to invest over here. We need to plan towards this here. We need to seek more finances here. We need to improve ourselves over here, whatever the situation is. And he's also the one who's involved in many different understandings, not just one understanding of an individual or higher aspects of authority and stuff like that. And he is respected, revered. His voice has weight and meaning. Okay, he's the man with the plan, and he's going towards. He's built his kingdom is built on this success, this structure that is working and progressing and is efficient. Okay, that's what he is, and that's the discussion. That's what's happening here. We already had. This is what is required here for this success. Okay, further insight. Yes, there you go. And once you have the plan of action, it's going to be very clear. The King of Swords is going to make it very clear. Either that you speak in sense, the other person speaks in sense, or you both, or everybody coming together speak in that sense. And we have the Chariot energy. This is the fastest moving card in the deck. Once you have that purpose, that goal, you're going after it, not slowing down. Because right now, it's very important, because something was breaking down over here. Okay? So you need to act now, rapidly. Get it done. Okay? In which to secure this better future. So once this discussion is happening, y'all are not slowing down. You're moving forward towards this victory. It's very strong, very dedicated energy with the Chariot card. Okay? Towards victory. Absolutely incredible. I love the maturity coming through there. Further insight, and we have, main female. The focus, someone's keeping the focus is what I'm hearing with the main female. Someone is like being the leader in the situation, and there's a mature respect of this, okay? Could be you, could be the other individual, whatever the situation is, okay? Because there's a goal in mind. This main female, I feel, is taking authority. And you're going to be respected in this, because everybody has their gifts, okay? If there is a leader it comes out in this, that's their gift. They saw the problem, they say, okay, we need to address this, let's do it this way. Excellent. So let's see what else is happening. We have, the Tower energy, of course, the change, because this change was happening regardless of if you all taking the action or not taking the action, because something wasn't working, it was falling apart. That's the Tower energy. The old foundation, it could not last. So you want a better building, or do you just want to live in the rubble? Because this change was happening. With your change, your decision to change or not, but if you decided to change, which I sense a lot of you are going to make that determinant, then you'll be better off and prepared and being able to bring in those resources so that you can build something better, because the old foundation, it could not last. Okay? The Tower energy is saying, this whole thing, it needed to be restructured. Okay? And right here on this line, I say, look towards the goal of this tower. Okay? Don't harken back to the blame game or something. That does not matter. What matters is the goal now. Okay? Let's see further. Yes, look at that. 5 of Wands. What matters is the climb. What matters is the goal. Yeah, it may be tough. It may be taxing, but it is a determination to get this success. Okay, what's happening here? It's not going to happen overnight in certain respects, and I told you that, especially with the Empress energy over here. So there's a process, okay? But as long as you're committed towards building this, and everybody's committed to what, you will get that victory. Okay, further clarification. Yeah, calm heads, level heads, King of Cups. Certain people in a relationship or a certain format, they may have to go away. Let them go. Certain people or ways of doing things, they're going to come. What is needed is going to come in. As long as you're calm, you're addressing these things in love. There's going to be a harmony. There's going to be a cooperation in this. You will have that victory. It's going to further with the King of Cups energy. It's going to further establish that loving bond that you already had. It's going to actually make it stronger because of this commitment, because of this willingness to work together. Okay, it's going to actually transform your relationship as well. Okay, because it was ready on the rocks. It's going to get better after doing all of this. Okay. Further insight into this line, and we have, occupation. It's getting to work. You understand? It is some of you advancing yourself, some of you seeking more advancement, some of you changing your occupation, some of you changing the way you used to do certain things, taking on the advice and the structure of the conversation that was had here to do things better. It doesn't necessarily have to be, quote unquote, the occupation. Okay? It could be the occupation of how you do things in the relationship. What is your responsibility? What is my responsibility? You understand? It's in the household. It's in the occupation of how we deal with our friends, our family, our strangers, perhaps, business, whatever situation is for you in this loving relationship. But there has to be an accountability. There's a responsibility. And it's like, if everybody's just focusing on what they need to do, we can get here. You understand? So, let's see the ladder cards have to say, and we have, the Lovers. I told you this is going to just make things much better. Okay? The Lovers energy. There you go, Sagittarius. Because you will have the victory over here. You'll be very glad that you did this. And again, for some of you, well, a lot of you, on this line right here, this is telling you it's not a quick fix understanding. It is progression. Okay, it is a progression, but you have to make, from the communication, making the decision, and you will end up here, okay, where things are flowing much more nicely. Okay, even in this line here, you actually bring in more money, okay, but that's because of these major changes. Okay, remember with that sudden wealth card that's in there somewhere. Rewind back, cross-reference, see what I said. But right here, and those goal-oriented things, it just make y'all have gone through, you will be going through this with that significant other or that family member or whatever. It's just going to make the bond stronger, knowing each other stronger through thick and thin, as they say. Okay? Further clarification, magician energy. Again, magician. The universe just saying the same thing. Y'all could have always done this. It just took someone putting their foot down, say, hey, this change needs to happen. You understand? Further clarification. There you go. The Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is literally that independence that's flourishing, having more than enough. You can even help others now if you want, and you still have more than enough in the bank. Okay? This is being able to travel. This is being able to party. This is being able to not be beholden to debt and all this other worries and dreads. This is happiness. This is fulfillment. This is freedom. The Nine of Pentacles is that freedom. Okay? You see that? That's where you're headed, Sagittarius, if you heed what is happening here, especially. Okay? And especially with that house card in here. Revive back, see, cross-reference to what was said. Further insight into this line, and we have, you ran away from poverty. You will look back and reflect like, well, we would have been in this situation had we not made these changes. And for some of you, you also get to help certain other unfortunate people. I see the reverse of this in your life as well because you made these changes. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, Sagittarius. Rewind back, cross-reference, see what was said. You'll see. Let's see the angel message in this row over here. We have, it's up to you. Of course, the decision has to be made. It's up to you. Okay, next line we have over here, ask your angels. That's with that discussion energy, definitely. There's some meditation happening in there. And this line over here, look for a sign, especially with how you're going to go about these particular changes moving forward. There are adjustments to be made. Remember, it's not always going to be like quick fix. There's adjustments to be made in this. And the last part over here, we have in the near future, definitely right here, because I told you it's not going to be like an overnight thing, but it will happen if you stay committed to this change. Okay, it's promised to you in the near future, not too much longer, but you have to make that change. Sagittarius, this has been your love reading. Thank you so much for being here. This is exciting, and I wish you the best. Bye. Okay, that has been your reading. So excited. I really do hope that it was helpful, that it edified you, gave you some encouragement, some good advice on which to navigate whatever it is that you're dealing with right now and going through. I'm really wishing you all the best. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, consider becoming a Patreon member. It really does support the growth of the channel. So much things I would like to bring forth to you. Yeah, and I think that's it. So stay great. Bye.